Alright people, here we are for week 2 of the FPL 2023 season. We got the Fossil Fighters, our team, versus the Stack, led by Starfeesh. And we got our captain NickKnack, aka Black Archeops, facing off against Shieldpoke. I think they went for like an unreasonable amount in the draft, is what I remember. Yeah, I think Shieldpoke went for like a crazy amount, but I mean they always do that, you know. They just spam and they bid way too high, and it's funny. It's a meme, you know. They went for like 40k or something. Either way, this looks like a fun match. Seems like they brought the same team as last. I can't blame them. Because I almost did that myself, as you'll see in my enemy matches. But Corviknight versus Meowscarada, they might taunt right off the bat. They just decide to U-turn and like, I'm getting the heck out of here, yo. Into my Skeledirge, get a nice Brave Bird chip off. They might slack off or just go for Torch Song. Will-O-Wisp. Sub is the first move. Does not do enough. This thing is a Spadef monster, so slack off. So that might be Torch Song. There would be Torch Song. No, they'd probably be Torch Song Shadow Ball. Yep, there it is. There's no point in running Hex if you're not running Will-O-Wisp. It's not like you got T-Spikes on the team. So Meowscarada comes out, and Corv comes in. Get a nice little U-turn off. They're probably going to U-turn themselves. Let's see if this thing's Rocky Helmet. Brave Bird. As it is not, is lefties. Golden Go is going to come out, be immune to that body press. As they go into Hydreigon. Go for a nice little Maker, man. It's got to do at least 72. Goodness. I don't know if that's specs or not, but that does a heck of a lot. I was expecting like 60. Go for another Make It Rain. 19%. Yep, gonna want to get the heck out of there. As you can probably Volt Switch. Went for Hydro. Okay. Maybe they for Great Tusk. I don't know. I wouldn't go Great Tusk on a Rotom. Yep, because there's the burn. Alright, in comes their own Great Tusk as they go for a little knock. Get a nice U-turn off. I'm not sure if this thing has rocks. This has got to be the rocker, right? They go for CC, do a heck of a lot to Great Tusk. It's not even a 2 KO. It might be defensive with those lefties. Headlong Rush does a heck of a lot. Let's go for rocks. Could have gone. No, that wouldn't be a low roll. 52 to 41. That's a crazy roll. CC get a crit on the Corvi as they are able to rapid spin and get rid of those rocks. Jeez, that kind of sucks. It's all good though, part of the game. As they go for a Shadow Ball versus Meowscarada. And yep, that's Scarf. So I was gonna say, I was like, I think specs would do more to Hydreigon. So that's crazy that you can just use 72 raw. But that's the power of Golden Go with Make It Rain. So they drop a Draco on him. As they bring out Great Tusk for a nice Headlong Rush. In comes Rotom as they're going to go low kicks. Terra Poison. Interesting strategy. It does make them to where, I mean, they're Tinted Lens either way, but so they're able to resist the poison now. Very clutch so that you can deal with Great Tusk. Yeah, I think that's the only reason you would want to do that. Because, I mean, being only weak to grass and electric is still pretty good. But now you resist fighting, so excellent. So Golden Go comes out now. As they're going to Terra Water into a Shadow Ball. So Bax comes in, so if it goes for Torch Song, it's going to get the boost, but they're just going to go for a Shadow Ball, that's fair. Corvi comes in. Glaive Rush does a heck of a lot. But yeah, you're going to want to switch out before you take all that damage. Bruce comes off. They're free to CC as much as they want. 34%. As they go for a Brave Bird. So they're just going to spam Shadow Ball? Oh, for T-Bolt. That's right. It is T-Bolt. So now it's super effective versus both. I think I saw this part of this game. I remember now, because now you can just spam T-Bolt. Excellent. Oof, and the para. It didn't matter because at the end of the day, I bet that's a roll. Okay, maybe not that, but I mean, eventually it's doing more than they're roosting off. So 60%, it's gonna get to the point to where it's not gonna be able to do it enough. And yep, there it is. GG's. Nice, good game, good game. All right, we got G versus Spat. So looking at this, got a nice and powerful Scizor, Sandy Shocks. I mean, very similar teams here. Let's see what happens. Toadscrew right off the bat. So if they wanted to, they could Mycelium Might Spore. Yep, there it is. That's about the only good use. I mean, they're talking about how in VGC, like, Mycelium Might, the worst ability in competitive Pokemon. In singles, that's actually pretty good, because now you can not have to worry about Magic Bounce. You can just freely get off your spikes and your spores and whatever you gotta do. So Earth Power comes in. Draco, easily gonna take that thing out with adaptability. As Mince comes out, might get off a DD. But yeah, there's not much point in doing that versus Quagsire. You know, as long as that Quagsire's there, I mean, you may as well just not even set up. T-Bolt comes off, as they're going to be stuck asleep, and then Earth Power will take out the Espeon. As now they go Sandy Shocks, as they are a booster. Oof. All that just for the rocks. Did they have Terra Grass? Okay, they were saving the Terra Grass for this thing. Because I've used Terra Grass Sandy Shocks myself. Or no, I used Magnetism. Did I ever use Terra Grass in my Wi-Fi battles? I know I've seen it. So they're gonna liquidate. So hey, they're +2, +2, +2. I mean, they're not looking too bad. They needed. Okay, now I see. They were willing to sacrifice Sandy Shocks to be able to get up the rocks. So with the Terra Water, they're only half. That's kind of crazy. Of course, I mean, they are unaware, so none of these stats matter. All it is, it sees an 80 power grass move. And any power grass move, well, it would have done 48. I don't know if that's a roll or not, but should have probably killed Quagsire from full. But it would have taken the rock, so it would have died, but it's unaware. And then it teared, so it's only 2 times weak. And it did miss the Toxic, which is quite unfortunate for them. So Terra Blast Grass, I'm not sure why. Maybe they thought they would go this, but then they're unaware. So they're not Water Absorb. You don't have anything to fear. So, I think you should have just liquidated their bud. Because, I mean, even if they liquidated on the switch, I think maybe they were just overthinking, which I can understand. You know, they're trying to predict the switches. They go first. That's the thing. You can attack them either way. They're pretty low. So now Scizor comes in as they go for a Bullet Punch, and oof, the Stone Edge miss. I think that was the key one. I think you could have just liquidated. So now, at that point, but hey, happens to the best of us. You know, especially me in particular. I choke all the time. I don't know if you've seen any of my tournament games in the past. I always choke something at the end. But it's all good in the hood. Get a nice BP off. Another Bullet Punch. Alright. Quick Attack, actually. To be able to, that's cool. Is that new innovation, Quick Attack for the Sandy Shocks to be able to hit it too? So I don't know if they're gonna... Oof, and there goes the Shuka Berry, the classic Shuka. I feel like that berry's probably run more than any of the other resist berries, except for maybe Colbur. But on to RU, we got Coolio versus Ibby. So pretty similar. I know they brought these guys. I think these 3 are new. Love to see the Knackle stack. I again tried to use that in my Wi-Fi battles, and unfortunately I made it leftovers instead of a Violet, and it cost me. But that's neither here nor there. So this thing is not Intimidate, so it's probably got to be Moxie, so it might be Choice Scarf. Some maybe Scarf Rocks, because no, they have the Colossal. I don't know if it's gonna be spikes and this is rocks or what. But this thing's paralyzed, and you got this thing in. I'm not sure what you're gonna do. If you're gonna parting shot or if you're gonna try to do something. Yep, parting shot out, make the safe play. Out in slow, bro. They can go for a future sight if they want to. Oh yeah, go for a circ because this thing's gonna sub and it's just gonna toxic. So you may as well try to stop that. Because this thing has corrosion, it can even put the frickin' Reverie into poison. So it's mighty dangerous. Oh, but wait, they do have this. I don't know if the Purifying Salt can stop it. I'm assuming it could. Because this only worries about type, it's not like abilities. Because obviously you could break through the Knackle stack with, that's another thing about Mycelium Might, you can break through Good as Gold and Purifying Salt. So there's the Gunk Shot, you get rid of that. Excellent. So that's good for Tatsugiri. But they still have Gardevoir with Trace. Yup, Storm Drain. I remember seeing that because it was like, well, why wouldn't you just run Storm Drain? Commander's useless. But then in the rare situation where you run into a Gardevoir, they can trace your Storm Drain. Now they're immune to your Dragon and your Fairy type moves. I mean, your Dragon moves and your Water type moves. Unless you have like a Terra Poison or something like that. So, but they at least got the Rapid Spin off. So this thing now has a Choice Scarf. So I'm trying to think if, because I mean, Scarf Reverie ain't bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. And now they've just made their Gardevoir much slower. So 284 versus 289. I'm not sure if they have anything else to hit them though. But they could at the very least like come in and hit them with a Muddy Water and be faster than them now. Versus this thing was faster than them before. And Miss Magus is also faster than this thing now, so let's see what happens. Scarf Reverie ain't bad, I'm not gonna lie. Because now this is probably also faster than. So EQ comes in, as it looks like they are a Violet, they were smart, they didn't run lefties like me. Body Press does a lot, but it's not gonna be enough. As they actually go Salazzle, yep, because they could have just gone Miss Magus anyway. They just want to get off the nice little chip. So, there we go. Oof, this thing is going to be Poison and Black Sludge. But at least now, Salazzle, that was a very good trick. Getting this thing Choice Scarfed. So now they can't spam Protect. All they can do is Toxic. I'm not sure if they have another move like Flamethrower. That's all they can do now. So Knackle stack goes down. There's the Moxie. Yeah, pretty sure it's Scarf. But they can't touch Sylveon from that range. Hyper Voice does a heck of a lot. They go for Protect to see what they're going to do. They go for Toxic, so now they can safely go Miss Magus because it's already Toxic, so you can't broke what's already broken. Or you can't break what's already broken, sorry. Colossal comes in, it's going to take a nice Hex. In comes Tatsugiri. Does a heck of a lot, but that Gardevoir can still come in. Oh, there we go. They're going to predict the Gardevoir, I assume. Yup. So now, I don't know if they're going to Iron Head or Gunk Shot or Parting Shot. Yep. That Rock does resist. I still don't understand why Rock resists Poison. That's one of those weird things where it's like Bug resists Ground. But I guess if you kind of think about it, then it makes sense, but it's just one of those things. And it rarely ever comes into play, except in one of these rare moments. But they did get the Poison off. They got the clean Poison off. So, but now they're finally able to Surf, and they can't copy Storm Drain from that. So they're gonna get Regen. And so, oof, a nice Thunder Wave 2. Yeah, you can safely go Reverie now. And their switch-ins are becoming limited. I would just start spamming Iron Head because what's Salazzle gonna do to you? Ooh, nice Toxic Spikes to get something else Poison too. Because yeah, all you can do is Poison, unless you try to go for Flamethrower, which I'm not sure if they have it. So Dazzling Gleam does absolutely nothing. Now the only thing is now they can Poison something else. Yep, Gardevoir's going to come in every single time. But you can Rapid Spin the rocks away because now this thing's gone. Yeah, so this thing was the rocker, so they don't have rocks on this. Wait, did we trick the Choice Scarf onto this at some point? When else did we trick? I don't know when that happened. Alright, so there's the poison on that. Gunk Shot does a heck of a lot. Would have been nice to hit the first one. Another Gunk Shot. Jeez. I'm telling you, Scarf Forever Room. So wait. Oh no, they switched it hard in and it just died, that's why. So Protect's gonna fail. Then comes that to Pixelate. Does a heck of a lot. So they're slower. I think eventually this thing is going to beat it. They can drop their attack, but I think that might still kill. Okay, wait, they're going to wait for it. So sack off Tatsugiri. Yeah, everything's pretty darn low. So like I said, this thing getting a Choice Scarf was very clean. Worked out. There's the Surf. Yep, this thing's already Choice Scarf. Let me see, is this thing faster now? 306 versus 295. I don't think they were max speed though, right? Let's see. Yeah, this thing's faster for sure. So how are they going to get out of this one? Protect. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're burned, so eventually they're gonna die. Hope you live a facade. Nice. There's the Hyper Voice. And now I do believe Slowbro should be able to finish it off with a Surf. Or just finish it off with this thing. Yep, they did have Flamethrower at the end. So yeah, we know how this is gonna go. It's just gonna be Flamethrower into Surf, and that's gonna be GG's. Get a little burn at the end. Nice. Alright, now it's time for my first game. I was very scared going into this. I was like, man, I was like, oof, I gotta learn this tier. Florges was banned the day of. I can't believe it. That morning I was like, oh, Florges is banned. I gotta rework this whole team and prepare for a meta without Florges. I was like, well, if Florges is gone, I was gonna run Choice Spec Florges. So I was like, well, I may as well run Choice Spec Zoroark because there's not that many resist to it. So I'm going to lead Passimian versus this Electros, and I'm like, well, I may as well just U-turn out, and then see what happens from there. So they are Rocky Helmets, that was good information to know, they're not Black Sludge. So get my rocks up, I'm going to go out into Muck, see what type they are. Yep, they are the special variant, they're not Coil. So this thing is going to use it up. And I get up my T-Spikes, so they're forced to go out into Muck at some point if they want to absorb them. Now I'm going to go Sandy in case they try to go out into it, but they're going to go for Glare first, which is fair. They're going to get their rocks. I thought they might go Electros or something. I get my Shed Skin to cure me. I'm like, alright, well, if you're going to stay, I'm going to just EQ them. So it's a bit of an EQ war. I get a crit. And they're going to rest up. Yeah, it didn't matter too much because either way we were going to rest. I just wanted to try to get some chip off. I was like, well, hang on. If this thing is asleep, their Shed Skin might not necessarily activate, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to get at least a, because I was looking at their team, and I was like, well, if I can get this off, I could do, I could just, if not sweep, then I could put a big chink in their armor, so I'm going to try to do it. I was like, this is probably the only opportunity I got. So they're still asleep. And I'm going to Terra Water, and I'm going to Aqua Cutter, and I should have really thought about that. But of course, I mean, 29, so I was really surprised at that damage. But the main thing of using them is that they can crit. But I would have only done, if I would have gone for the the Psychic move, I would have only done 59, which is, or 58, which is kind of crazy. Unless I got a crit. But I was like, man, I was expecting to do a lot more. Obviously, if they would have, yeah, there's 60. So I'm able to get rid of them, but I would have liked to have a lot more HP. Otherwise, it's not going to matter because I'm paralyzed, so. But we at least got rid of the Sandaconda. I'm like, okay, well, I got rid of Sandaconda, so that's better for Passimian. So they're going to absorb the T-Spikes. I'm going to go for a Dark Pulse, get a crit. I was like, dang. I have Terra Dark. I was going to Terra Dark if anything. I don't think the crit necessarily mattered because I got 2 KO'd him, but... And then gotten ship off on something else. They do have a Paldean Tauros, so I'm going to switch John into it still. So I guess maybe it did, I don't know. So I get a first turn Wake, which I felt kind of bad. I was like, man, they had to sleep all those turns and I got it right off the bat. So you turn out as I get an Intimidate off. I'm going to get up my T-Spikes now that their Muck is gone. So I'm like, well, now I can keep up my Toxic Spikes. So go on to Drift Blim on the Trailblaze. They go for a Stone Edge and miss. I'm like, oh man, I didn't want to win this through hacks. I was just trying to... We lived either way, but it did allow me to get a Hex off and do a heck of a lot to him. So they get full para. As they go for CC versus me, it's not going to do anything. And Rocky Helmet's going to kill him. So I just wanted it just in case they switched or something. So I go on the Muck on this special Electros. As they go for Discharge, Poison Jab. Go for the U-turn. Out into Haunter. As they get another Poison Jab off. Just trying to chip this thing down. Because I'm not sure if this thing is Scarf or not. But then again, I mean, if they are, I know their specs are Scarf, right? So if I come in on it and they're not locked into another move, then I can spam Dark Pulse, which is kind of my plan. And the fact that they didn't go out into the other thing means, well, I'm going to Terra Dark here. I was expecting this to kill. A crit Terra didn't kill. I was like, jeez. But it did get him in range of poison. So at that point, it's over. So Dark Pulse wins. So I mean, I got 2 crits and I got lucky with the sleep turns and I got lucky with a Stone Edge miss. I did have 4 Mons left, but I didn't even have to use Passimian, but I definitely got a lot of hacks in my favor, so sorry for that. But it's the game, you know, and try to do better and not have to rely on hacks as much. I don't even want to rely on hacks in the first place. I just want to do the best I can. Either way, though. We got Spacey versus Opallegro. So, is this the same team again? Hey, I mean, I can't blame them. The NU team I brought was pretty close to Uka the first week, and then the next team was also pretty similar. It's just the way the tiers are. So, Squidward versus the Poniard, Little Bish. Go on the Toad Scroll. I'm not sure if they have Poniard the first week, I can't remember. No, because they had Nimble, that's right. Alright, so knock off the Eviolite, double knock into the Rapid Spin. Giga Drain just instantly KOs. That was kind of surprising to me. I mean, it's neutral. This thing has like 100 SPDF. So the fact that just killed, I was like, dang. Go on to Sangarian, Ice Punch off. In comes the Poniard. Take a nice little Earth Power. Get a nice Hex off. You turn out to kill, nice. So the Toads are both gone. Alright, so this thing is going to Rain Dance up, and this is pretty scary, having Rain Dance plus these 2 guys. I was thinking about using this in my week 3, but with something else, right? Or did I have that? I was going to use Rain Dance on something and then just try to... No, I did have that. I did try to use Shrew. I was like, well, I was going to use Floatzel and something else in Rain. But I was like, yeah, it's a little bit too gimmicky. Because the Shroodle often just died and they didn't have enough turns to break through their team. Maybe if I was a better player, I could use it. But back to this game. Sucker Punch is going to fail because the Aqua Jet, they're faster. So Aqua Jet again. Taking a lot of life for a chip. This thing honestly killed itself. As Watchel comes out, it's going to take that 25%. Axew comes in, Mold Breaker, pretty dangerous. Hurricane, hit into Confusion, into hit with the Confusion. Like, dang. That was a big turn. I was like, jeez. Alright. So this thing can get off another rain dance, but it's prankster, but now it's finally dead. Yeah, I remember watching this live, and then like it was crazy seeing it like each turn happen. You had to wait a little bit. I think I was doing something else on the side. So Marini comes in now. Yeah, this thing honestly cannot touch Marini, so you're good at this point. Terra Water. The Terra Water Surf in the rain is easily going to take that thing out. And then, yeah. They're going to try to bulk up, but I mean, come on. Terra Water Surf in the rain, bud. So they go for their own Terra Water. But this thing's bulky versus this thing is not. So even if they did kill, it would just kill themselves. And then, yeah. So, on to National Dex. And let me just get the count on how many we're at. So, we're at 1 win, 1 loss, 2 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins. So we already won the week. So I'm not sure if this is how they're going in terms of the actual order they were played, but let's see what else happens. So we got Low Punny versus Low Punny. Well, I should probably, yeah. So it seems like people are a common trend of people just bringing very similar teams, but eventually people are going to switch them up. I'm sure. People play with what they're comfortable with. It's understandable. CC out into this thing. As in comes Pex. U-turn out into Lando. In comes Great Tusk. Alright, yep. Knock off this thing, get rid of those boots. That way if you can set up some hazards, it'll be a lot better. Golden Gold come out as it's going to slack off, yup. So Future Sight should come in this turn, get a little Shadow Ball off. Get some nice chip off on this thing. As, yep, Hydreigon rocks. This thing still has Stealth Rocks in this gen? That's crazy. Draco's going to do a lot, but not enough. Oh, then again, it's National Dex. So, maybe they do have moves that they necessarily wouldn't have had. Alright. Rocks up on both sides. I'm not sure if this thing's going to defog. Golden Go comes out. I guess, yeah, I mean, they do have a Golden Go of their own. I mean, they both probably just want to keep their rocks up at this point. Make It Rain is going to take it out. Not sure if that crit matter that they were specs or not, but I know that thing can do a lot. So Scrappy will keep their Intimidate from going off as they bring out Curum. Not sure what's going to happen at this point. They're going to try to sub. But then what? They can freeze dry if they want to. And a Terra Water, Roost. Okay, yeah, we saw that last time. There goes a freeze dry crit. As they go for Future Sight. Golden Go comes in at 6%. Yep. So hey, Golden Go's gone. So that's solid. So once the Slowking's gone, it'll be much easier to spam Make It Rain. Freeze Dry goes off. As the Future Sight goes off, that might get him in range. So they're going to go Pex now. As the Frustration goes off with their Rocky Helmet. Nope. U-turn. I'm guessing a Recover's coming off. Or maybe a Surf Scald. My bad. I'm used to not having Scald in Gen 9. Alright, so there's the knock. They already got rid of their items, so they're not really doing a whole lot. Just trying to chip them down. Get a little bit more chip before they go for Slack Off. They go for Future Sight first to get the regen. Get a nice Roost off. So Future Sight's going to come their way. It'll affect the sub. I don't know if it would have been better to just freeze dry and get rid of this thing. But then again, because they were going to get hit by EQ either way. And then they lost 25%. I don't know if the Future Sight would have done more than the sub, possibly. But, yeah, it's just me. Alright, so Torn comes in. It's going to go for U-turn, do a heck of a lot. There's the Dark Pulse, so this is looking a little scary. Because, yeah, there's no way Pex is going to live there. Earth Power from there. Lando comes in, takes some more chip. U-turn out. Yeah, they probably wanted more HP on Kyurem, just in case. Rather than necessarily getting rid of Lando. Because Lando's not that hard to get rid of at this point. They do get rid of those T-Spikes. Cinderace comes in. They wanted to... Because, yeah, then again, I mean... I don't know. Because now you don't have rocks on your side, but rocks don't necessarily matter, right? You got 2 resistor rocks. This, and I'm pretty sure these guys are Hyper 2 boots. So I think it would have been good to get rid of Lando, but that's just me. Frustration doesn't quite kill, unfortunately. Get the U-turn off, keep him low. There's a Skull, it's gonna resist. Oh, dang, the burn. The burn. Get that Roost up. Oof, Breakneck Blitz to get rid of that thing. So I'm guessing they just want a 100% accurate move. Alright, Kyurem comes in at this point. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's much else you can do now. Yeah, Kyurem ended up going down anyways. So yeah, they were probably just hoping they might switch out and they could sub on the switch, but... Fake out, Scrappy, of course, they can hit them. Make It Rain's gonna do absolutely nothing. Low Pony comes in, it's gonna get a little nasty spot boost off. Close combat. I don't think that crit mattered, I'm gonna be honest, it's super effective from a Low Pony. And now it's just the Low Pony that's left versus the world. And Frustration will be it. So, oh wait, no. One more mod. Wow, came close right down to the end. As there's the fake out. GG's. Alright. Game 1. So, Knicknom versus Kris Kiwi. So, they got a little Dondozo Tatsugiri, I see you over there. They also got Mouse, Ape, and Volcarona Flutter. Jeez. But over here, we got Chien-Pao, plus the Torkoal, plus this, plus all these Paradox Mons. Oof, this is going to be a good game. Just power versus power, you'll love to see it. So Great Tusk is going to get its Photosynthesis attack. They also do get their Photosynthesis speed. Terra Steel. Follow me, so... I mean, this mouse holds dying unless it's Sash. Nope, so it's gone, so it can't follow me anymore. So you kept Flutter around for one more turn. So switch out, assuming they're going to go for a Ghost type move. As the sub goes up. Eruption, how much is that doing? Oof, yeah, it's easily going to take that thing out. Yeah, this thing became the center of attention. So now this thing was able to get up on Eruption free. So now it's just these two. The infamous set. So they can't First Impression. Wave Crash doesn't even take out the Torkoal because of the sun. You go for a CC. They're chipping them down. You know, you still have the Photosynthesis attack. I mean, this thing is honestly like fighting a Terramon, or the Terra Raid Pokemon. You just gotta chip this thing down. The other thing is they can rest. Oof, but they didn't give them the chance, because the Flutter, that's its weakness, is its Spadef, and then First Impression, bada bing, bada boom, take care of it. Nice. Alright, game 2. Let's see what happens. Alright, this time they bring Volcarona plus Ape. Alright, going for the mix-up. So the Rage Powder into the Bulk Up. CC. Does a heck of a lot still. Eruption. Now Volcarona's gone, so they can't Rage Powder, so now you're free to attack the Annihilate if you want to. Flutter comes out, that's dangerous, that's dangerous. Pure Fire. Alright, the Rage Fist, because it's 100 base power now. Because it got hit by Eruption. Alright. So, after this thing goes Dondozo once the Annihilate dies. So its accuracy lowered. Drain Punch, get a little bit of HP back. Earth Power miss because of that accuracy drop. Now both of them are dead. So they got they got Slitherwing, but who's the last one? Flutterman, of course. So they get frozen to the speed and the attack boost. So they get First Impression for free. And then now at this point, I mean, Flutter's just faster. I mean, there's nothing Annihilate can do, unfortunately. And it's going to be GG's. Alright, so overall, week 2, much better than week 1. You know, just like with any game of Pokemon, there's going to be hacks in some games. But, you know, we just sometimes got to learn to, you know, I'm definitely going to try to take a look at my NU games and try to learn what I can to play better in the future. That way, maybe I can win without having to worry about hacks. But yeah, it's going to be GG's. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next FPL recap of the Fossil Fighters. Bye-bye.